Yes, Jaja. Yes, sir. Bless, bless, bless. Peace and blessings. Yes, sir. You don't know who it is, people. At the Black Star. Yes, sir. All praises, all praises, all praises. Give thanks, give thanks. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Yes, tonight I decided to jump out on a little like a late hour thing. Just to deal with certain things. Greetings and blessings to all of my subscribers and to the new subscribers. Give thanks. I hope you love the channel. Okay? And do not forget to share the videos and check your notification bells. And look out for the good contacts I'm putting out. Okay? Now people. It's sweet, it's beautiful. Life is a blessing. Life is a blessing. And tonight topic, we're gonna touch little base. Tonight is not really about no calisthenics. It's just about overstanding debt. Seeing, because I noticed that now people, the concept about the debt thing is different. The ideology about the debt thing, they not really, it's still confusing. But I here to tell the people them simple thing. Don't bust your brain cells, don't bust your brain cells at all. Remember, life is a gift and it's to live abundant. But in the same time you live in life in abundant, you must be mindful because there is a scale. And the scale come with two sides, a left and a right. What's in between the scale is the arch that hold the balance. Now, that come like that arch, it come like it's nothing but it's something, it's actually holding on to the right balance. So people know, them live them life, and everybody say, well, I will live my life. Yeah, you have that right to live your life, how you want to live your life. It's your life. But it's an importance to see that you're gonna live your life a certain way, and you're gonna lose your soul. So now people are chasing the life right now. The life for them right now is precious things. The life for them right now is money. The life for them right now is riches. And guess I'm gonna explain everything to you guys right now. You guys will over everything. Blessed. All praises to the Most High, man. Yeah, man. You don't know. So, look all the things here. Life was given unto man to live abundance. Right? But the abundance that man's supposed to live by is an order. Is an order. Now, when you don't have order about things, what happens? Things go out of control. If you have a gang leader, and this gang leader was a good gang leader, when I say good, to the concept, there was balance into the gangship, right? He was mindful and everything, and he was not really a savage. But then people might say this guy's a bad guy and he doing this, he doing that. But imagine if he come and then pass away or in dead. What happened to the rest of his followers? Majority of the time, they end up doing crazy stuff, more crazier than when he was there, and they go against each other. So everything has an order. Everything in life has an order. No, the order about life now is the good. Most people cannot understand what good got to do with it. Most people think you got to kill, murder, slaughter, thief, rob, lie. Do all these things of that nature to say, well, I'm living life. Man, hard times. So, man, if I didn't do it, somebody would do it. Or however you want to see the things that you do in the land of the living to make an excuse upon the survival on your behalf or on your state of mind. That doesn't mean that you are right. Because why you are not right? You are destroying and eliminating. And the world is a savage place. Because from a child born now, a child is noticing all the things that is coming to this child, you know. You could see violence all over, even though people who say they are non-violent, they are violence also. Because why? There's a lot of killing. People kill and you and say, well, we're killing to eat. You kill the cow, you kill the goat, you kill the duck, you kill the chicken, you kill the fish. No matter what, you're still killing. It's still killing, right? But there's a limit unto the killing, and there's a balance unto the killing. It has come to the law of men that killing alligator, killing a whale, killing these things here is they watch these things as meat. And they could kill these things and we could eat these things because we have a reason and a purpose why we are doing that. That does not mean it's okay, but we find it suitable for what we are doing so we could continue doing it. And to us, what we are doing, it is not cheating life from the existence, because we come to a overstanding or a certain type of, you know, comprehension that we are meat eaters or cannibals. We become cannibals and we eating and doing all these things, and this is our daily life, how we eat and how we survive. And where there's a next person that watch the value of the lives of these things and say, well, you know what, even though these things cannot talk to the servers, these things are very sensitive. They know what's going on. They know they are being butchered. Just like if some other source of life, aliens or whatever, would come on Earth and start just try to take over Earth, and then you find out these aliens eat human beings, and they start hunting us and putting us in cages and feeding us to get fat, and then try to eat us or allow us to breed, and like how we was enslaved one time, right, in America, how the breeding farms, so the same thing. And you get to find out these people are growing you on the farm, so you seen the chicken your moms. Now we more upright, we could speak English and all that, we could understand things, and we could communicate a whole lot. But now we communicating and seeing now, oh, wait, mom, and so, oh, they took mommy, oh, mom didn't come back, or dad didn't come back, or sister didn't come back. Every time they take one of us in there or two of us in there, we not come back. So we know what's going on in there. They're killing us in there. So it's the same thing. So with that now, with taking these choices, making these choices and determination upon what is okay and what is not. It's just we see that we above life to a certain extreme, to a certain limit, where we're gonna put a tag on what we could kill right there and doesn't worry about it, okay? And we do that. So like I said, just like there's another person or other people that choose not to eat meat, not to eat that, not to eat this, not to eat that, and that's their level of being awakened spiritually and physically, knowing that it's not to say you don't overstand it and you be like, oh, he dumb, he not eating meat, but you don't understand that this man has been through a process between time, that being true in the order that all things will come back how it was, how it's supposed to be. So we choosing on life, what is death, and to able to understand death is actually the present, which is life. To actually understand that, because if you wasn't alive, then you would not occupy with death. And the only reason that we are occupied with death, because we know death is something that actually hits the physical body, which is the vessel. Now, I tried earlier on when I first came out and I was speaking about I am that is that, was that is always going to be what it is. People wonder if I was taking that and claiming the title of God. I never claimed that title of God, but I know the Most High has created man in a purpose and an order to fulfill a gap. We was not just made to just, we was not just brought here, okay, to just to occupy here. Remember, this is a place where we are passing. So we have a spiritual and a physical world. We had to come into that physical plane to live, to upgrade our spirit. Because it was said there is no way that the spirit could live within the body without without the spirit being contaminated. As we know, the body is a vessel, but the vessel is filthy. And the vessel is what contaminates the spirit, the soul. So the more abomination that you do, it's the more you make a burden unto the soul. So now we have people who says, okay, in the land of the living now, it's okay to do this. And it's okay to that. In their state of mind, in the life that they live in the world that they live in, it's okay in their zone. And it's okay in their zone. But in the real life, where there's a balance on nature, it's not permissible. But today, to them, they make it permissible to fit in the needs of the hearts, to fulfill that. Means that I want this, I will do this no matter what you say. If I want to do this, I'll do whatever I want to do. That's what I want to do. In one way, it sounds perfect, fulfilling your fleshly desires. Yours, to fulfill your fleshly desires, it looks like it's okay. It sounds like it's okay. You will even want to die, and this is what's happening in this time that we're living. People are willing to die and has not overstand the capacity of death. Death is a token on a passage that allows you to come back into your full life being soul, full energy, okay, into your natural self, into your original self. Because the original you is not actually physical. You only have that because you're here to overcome a certain temptation, a certain spiritual consciousness, and to allow yourself to go up the Jacob's ladder. We all gotta reach that consciousness where we gotta wake up and to climb to go to that Jacob's ladder. That's the only way beyond the physical plane. Okay, it's to go through the Jacob's ladder. That's why I have a workout. I call it the Jacob's ladder because there's so much grooves to it and so much levels to it. It's like, and it's hectic. So for a man to become tame, a man must rebuke his fleshly desires, his earthly desires, his needs, his wants, on the level, now don't get me wrong now, on the level of lust. You ever see somebody need something, but they don't want it. They need it. They got to have it for the purpose, not to abuse it or to have it to show everybody they have it. This is why there's some people who live in the world, they're very satisfied, and you find out a lot in poor people. And people will ask, when I say poor, they're not literally spiritually poor. They physically, with money, they're poor. But their health is good. It doesn't have the abundance of riches on the face of the earth. But they're rich. So you usually find that type of attitude with people that is less fortunate, that does not have a lot. Because the Lord, and within time and nature, has allowed them to fulfill their needs, and they get to realize that all things already have given to them. What it is that they could really expect or want from what was already given to them. So like people will lose their souls for diamonds, pearls, rubies, precious stones, cars, houses, best life, best husband. But in reality, when you really check them out, see what they're about. This is all a show. A show in a physical world with a physical state of mind, with needs, wants, fleshly value. In reality, none of these things doesn't attach to you. When I mean in reality, in the spiritual reality, in the spiritual realm, none of that is attached to you. These are all little things that we pick up on the way that we say we are developing, and they attach to the five devils, which is envy, lust, hate, jealousy, you know, and all these things here. These are all attached to these things if you really check it out. Because look at somebody that, and we're going to come back to the debt thing. I'm just showing you that within time of one fleshly desires and wants and needs within that time, and not seeing life on a bigger picture, that life is more of abundant on a righteous level, by knowing your true essence of who you are. And if you accept flesh as what you are, then you become like the swine. That means you will never be satisfied. You will always want, and the more you got, the more you want. And you'll always want to believe that you're better than anybody else. You're going to want to show off what you got. And you can see the disease of death. These are the diseases of death. That's why death is abolished. That's why, not abolished, but that's why death is here. Death is here for those that their wants and their needs becomes a desire to their flesh, that it allows them to sell their soul and their identity and who they are as a soul light being energy person. So there you become so physical, you become so heavy. Your greed, your lust, your envy, your hate, all these things create paths of destruction for you in that time of your existence. So you are your own actually executor, and you are your own healer and doctor. If you feed on the things that within the earth and has not balanced the true purpose of you being in the land of the living, you being a living soul, and if you think that you being a living soul is the feed of the vanity in the earth, then these things have been there. These things been there, and they'll always be there, because all things go back to the earth. All things, but you as a higher energy within a perfect form, if you has not tapped into your true essence, you are withered, just like a rotten fruit, a rotten banana, a tree that dies, a person that falls and dies. Now, death is a token, like I said. It's not to say when you die, you actually kaput. No. Death puts the rebellious, which is the flesh, which is what helps your desire, needs, your wants, and all that, is that urge of the flesh. The flesh always wants something. So now the token for death is to put flesh within the position of stillness, thus to allow that soul to do two things, either three things. Either it could stand still, but it never dies. It never dies. Because the soul, by the will of that soul, remember, that soul is to recycle. But why people doesn't understand that? Because there's a passage that even allow you to know. People say, if God made Adam and Eve, that's what the Bible is saying, and where all these people come from. What people don't realize is all these things was already unfold and to come forth within man himself. Man is the one who's creating all these things. Man is the one who's creating all these human beings and all these people. See, the Most High, or the power of the enlightened, of the one who has dominion to create, he does not create himself over and over. His creation is only one time, and it goes on perfectly until of its time. The time and place of my Lord's creation, I was not able to tell you, but I could only tell you of the signs of the time of the coming of my creation, of my Creator. Why? Because why I was able to tell you, because even to the grave where you paid the token, and why death is a token of a slip, so you could return into your true self to observe you. See, you observing you. You have 2 times to observe you. You got 1 time to observe what you're doing in the land of the living. That's people who checks themselves upon the evilness, whatever they're doing, and it just comes to a state of soulness. I will not even say mind, soulness, pureness, pure flowing energy, and decide, yo, they could see the darkness of the flesh and rebel against the flesh, that they could get back in order. Okay, that they could get back in order. So there's a war going on, and the war that's going on, everybody says between good and evil, you know, that's what's going on. But one of the main wars that people don't understand that is fighting every day, it's each light being energy person is fighting a war every day with themselves. Because you are the force that you create. Whatever you saw man think of, so you create. And I'll tell you something. It's so true. When you're one with yourself, your energy flow is 100% and more positivity. So you can say this could happen, that would happen. I've got up in the morning already and say, yo, today, you know, I'm gonna win. So I'm gonna get some money. I'm gonna win some money, and I've got up and do that, and that unfolds just like I said. I've got up and get this goodness about my inner energy, which is my true chi energy, which is my soul energy, which is real me. And this flesh here makes a lot of mistakes because, like I said, it becomes imperfect because of one's needs and all of the little things that it's quick to affiliate with. And if I'm not careful about me being in here, this flesh could kill me, literally kill me. And there are 3 ways that you could die. You could die because you have been bribed by a host. Because what you don't realize, there are other energy life source that is around you that is jealous of your life source energy, your solar energy. They're jealous with that. That's why I say we are in tune with the earth, with the moon, with the stars, with the ocean. We are in tune with the trees, with the birds, with the animals thereof, the fishes thereof. We are connected to them because it brings us all back to the all. We are of the all. It brings us all back as the connection. And I keep saying it, and it's so true. When you open your fingers like these, right? You open them in between them, right? We'll come back to the token of the dead, but I just want to show you how when we again thinking out of our cranium, thinking out of our true self, how we becomes what we not, because we all are related, believe it or not. When you open your hands and you open out your fingers, right? In between your fingers, you see that webbing right there? Every creature, living thing on planet Earth holds that same webbing within whatever they have. They could have claws, they could have paws, they could have fins, whatever. There's a webbing. Chicken got it, birds got it, monkeys got it, seahorses got it. Every creature has a webbing. Okay? Now, watch lizards got it. Okay? The only one, and it's the serpent. He has no webbing, but he got like a form of a scale back, but he has no webbings. So he has no attachments. Birds doesn't have hands, but they got legs. Okay, and they got webbing. Fishes doesn't have arms, but they have their fins, and the webbing is there. So the webbing is a connection. And the snake, I have to look onto him, but I believe he got his webbing too, because the way his back, his body shape of like scale like, okay, and the snake is a serious one because I always watch him as a reptile, and even the lizard is is a reptile too, but it's a little different from the snake. Because the lizard and the iguana and all of them, they got that hand and webbing and all of that. And it's just the snake alone slides on his belly. It's only the snake. Every other insect, they got legs, crawl out, or fins or whatever, but it has webbing. It's just a snake who actually glides. So I'm saying this so you guys could overuse that we that lives within that earth are all connected. We connected to the water, the tree, the sun, the moon, the star. Everything is connected because everything needs oxygen. They're living live organisms. Without oxygen, they would die. The tree would die. The fishes would die. Every creature on earth would die if there was no oxygen. So we all breathing off the same air, and we're related and connected. So we are family. This is why we are families of the earth. But death now is a different thing. Death is a passage within time that allows one to go back and forth. Now, one will say, but wait, when you die, how you go back and forth? The back and forth is you came within the water, okay? And you're going to go within the earth. The earth is going to dissolve you. The earth is what's going to get you. I don't care if you drown in the sea, fish eat you, that fish eat you. It's something going to eat it. It's a process of death. But death actually, it's not really death. It's death to you because we have not over the true essence of why death is there. When we know that death shouldn't be there. Nobody shouldn't be dying. Nobody should, we're not supposed to be using paper money, we're supposed to be using gold. Well, it's the same way we shouldn't be dying. Life was given in abundance. So if life is given in abundance, but here comes death. And death is just a company of life, being alive. If nobody wouldn't die, then there would be nobody alive. Something got to process itself to its essence, to rebirth. Okay? I'm going to say, well, Red, what you mean? Is people, yeah. People are being rebirth. And you say, but how is that, Red? How is that? Because all who is here already account for. All who is here right now is already account for. And all who is not, that will be here, is already account for. Look at this. If 1 billion people gonna be born today, 1 billion people gonna die today. It's a balance. But the world tells you about people that are overpopulating, and nature plays its part. Look at the animals. I always use them because nature is still playing with them, and they're still part of nature's delight. It was not for the animals to eat each other, but as soon as the head, the one that was given the crown to be head above all beasts and fish of the sea, has lost his identity, then everything else follow. Man is not one with his true energy. So everything around man is not one with itself. The earth no more is not one with itself, even though the Most High created the earth. But these are the gifts that came for man and with man. The earth was a paradise unto man. It was given unto man, and it was said it was pure. Okay? And these are the things it will bear unto man. All the things that this is why I always when people are looking for things and they're going crazy with it, and they're looking to kill, and they're looking to murder, and they're looking to come and make another person feel shame because they probably have 2 houses or 3 houses, or because they have a good life, and now it's time to make the other person feel like, that person doesn't have no value. And people doesn't care how they make people feel. People doesn't care, if it's family or non-family, as long as they could show their teeth and show what they're gaining in this world, which is actually another trap for you, because all what's going to happen is the more you keep consuming the wealth that you're achieving, there's other things happening to you. You start deteriorating from your true identity, because now you are so busy trying to reach onto your highest peak of lust for wealth that you becomes a savage, you becomes an evil one, you becomes you don't know yourself anymore, so you becomes very disrespectful. And you might think you're so sweet, and then you might find yourself trying to compete. Everything that you do, it will be a competition. You don't need to compete with nobody, but you're competing. You're competing to see you get the best man. Why do you think you get the best man? Because of your desires of wanting a man and lusting, you snatch this man, and now you figure that everything is nice and dandy. But you always see when hell break loose what happens. Because that man is a man that you got not on faith. You get that man on lust and on to show people that you could have get a man or a woman, or you could have buy a brand new car or a brand new house. So now you want to show your house what you have accomplished. But in reality, you have not accomplished nothing. So that takes you right back to the grave. So people in the land of the living, they accumulate things that becomes a burden to them. They accumulate sin. They accumulate burdens, problems, envy, lust, hatred. It becomes a despicable. Okay? They have no more love. They become a different person. Now, instead they build, they're looking to tear down. And they don't care who they tear down. Because now that wealth desire, that lust desire, that urge of being of something that you're not, because no one is telling you you cannot get what you want, but you could see what you're looking to get is really not for you, because when you get it, you was this person, but right after you get this, you becomes a different person. That's like a person that gets a good job. And at first, when they didn't have the job, they was coming and they was sitting here and they was relaxing with their friends and chilling with their friends. But since they got a job now that pay 8 figures, 6 figures, or whatever, these friends are not friends for them anymore, because right now they would like to come around, but not to help these friends. They'll want to come around to let these friends see that how they look, and want these friends to lust of what they got. And that is the way they will make themselves to look like they're superior or they're better, just because now they have the ability to able to afford this, that, and that. But at one time, when they couldn't afford this and that, none of that was not within their eyesight. And you can see how they becomes greedy, because now all of a sudden, That's why they say the rich stick with the rich, because that's the greediness of the wealth and the piggish mentality. Because how you know they are all working out to go to the grave, because they would accumulate this stuff with other people with wealth that they could see how they could rob them. So it's a bunch of robbers and crooks coming together, because now the capacity for wealth and the desire could becomes their downfall, because now they could kill for it, they sell the souls for it, they sell the children for it, they create murder for it, lies for it, they make people die for it, they tell lies on people and cause people to lose their life for it. They send people in prison so they could, and these are all the strings that comes with working for the token for the grave, which is for the dead. So imagine after all your life, you finish and you embrace all these things and you get all these things and you accomplish your big house, you maybe 2, 3, 4 houses, maybe you got one in Guyana, 4 in Florida, 2, 3 in Guyana, maybe you got 6 in Panama, 1 in Florida. And yeah, it's nothing good. It's nothing wrong with a person, working and being successful, working and, to make life easy for them in their old age. But that's all good. But then now, when you now is from nothing, and the Lord bless you from your dedication and honesty, and He bless you with a little bit of riches or a little bit of wealth. And the wealth, remember, is my Lord who gives all wealth. He gives you this wealth just to see how you want to deal with your brothers and sisters, how you're going to play this out. And by the time you check yourself, within no time, you got this. For the past 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, 10 years, you're treating everybody like crap. You're treating everybody like they ain't nothing. Don't believe that one day. If you don't change, you're going to lose all what you got. You're going to have so much problems, you ain't going to even know where it's coming from. Now, think about what I say. These are all the things you're going to achieve in the land of the living. And all these things could be a problem to you, because I tell you, people that already achieved so much of wealth, and right now, some of them, they are more haunted than anybody else. They kill so much for the riches. They murder, they slaughter, they torture. Yeah, they might be up there. They will be billionaires and zillionaires off of poor people's back. But yeah, their life, man, if you ain't how their children are dying, their grandchildren are dying, their family are dying, read about them suicide. Sometimes you see the whole family curse, because when they start to die, the way they're dying is car accident, plane crash, bam, bam, this, that. So once more time, I'd rather to be who I am, to know that the capacity of the transformation to the grave, it is great. And I will not want to be in the predicament where I am choosing a lifestyle that's going to get me quicker to the grave. A lot of people choose lifestyle because of their wants and their needs. That's going to bring them quicker to the grave. And some people say, well, they don't care. They don't afraid to die. You see, you are not dead yet. So you could say you're not afraid of death, or death is not that scary. Yeah, but I'm not here to explain to you if death is not scary or not. Because if life was a beautiful thing, when children born in the land of the living, they wouldn't cry. They would come out with a smile on their face. But they come out bawling. So why they come out bawling? Why they don't just come out with a nice big smile as a baby? You don't have no problems. You don't know nothing about pain and sorrow. You're a little baby. You innocent. You should just come out as a baby. You come out caballing. Some of them, when they come out and they don't scream, they gotta hit them to exercise their lungs. That's their ideology. They make the children born with a bright light over their eyes. That's the idea. We know how children must be born in water or in a river. And water is the best way to make a child. So again, if you're achieving your wealth to pay your token to the grave, and you want to embrace the dead, that's on you. My Lord is my Creator is the Creator of the living, even though He knows of the dead, but He's of the living. Life over death. I would choose life over death any day. But that also is a state of mind too. on a certain aspect. Because you know I say that even me might lose my life for a friend, or I will lose my life for defending what I know is right, what I know definitely was written upon my heart, upon my mind, soul, and body, that is right of righteousness. Of course, if I have to die for that, then I'm not dead. I mean, I'm not afraid of death, and nor say I embrace death to the point where I love death. But I respect it and I understand what is death, since I know death is a passage of rights. And you say, but what you mean by that, Red? Because some people die innocently. People, no one dies innocently. No one dies innocently. Things happen, and no one cannot explain why. But everything is a time and a place. And if it's your time and your place for what transaction that has to take between the spiritual and the physical, and that's just what's going to happen. No one has control over that. There are people that get shot one time in the leg and they die. Next man take 9 shots, 9 serious shots, 9 shots, and he survived it. What will you want to say? He's lucky? How about the the transparency of spiritual and physical has not come into the order for this man to depart? So that man could have get shot 78 times, and if it's not of the deportation, you say what? Then you say, well, I could kill him. I probably shoot him in the head and kill him. Yeah, that's true. But then again, you could have shot him in the head and he still probably wouldn't die. How would you feel? Hold up here, man. So how would you feel? There are people that fall off high cliffs, and you're expecting for that fall here. If somebody fall, they will die, and they survive it. Uh, there's a lot of miracles, man. And when I say miracles, I'm not talking about magic. I'm talking about of my Creator. I'm talking about of your faith, of your ability, of you creating positivity or negativity. And that's what's running the world. There are a lot of people that would like to establish the full negative side of everything. Means, or in other words, like they say, that's why I love how the Arabs do it when they're writing. They start from the what do you call it, the right to go to the left, where we start from the left going to the right. So I think the right way sometimes something might be kind of way skeptical to you. It might be difficult because you have not grasped onto the understanding of that particular thing. Me personally, I watch life. That life it works with karma. Karma is a woman that with it she's there within life itself, and she's the witness of everything a person gonna do. She's the witness of that. And she brings great revengeance, and she carries great wrath. So karma here now is something that's there within your own energy field, within your own mind. But sometimes we look to put a curtain over karma like she's not there. So we do and do and do until it catch up to us. Like they always tell you, don't think whatever you do in the dark. It's the same thing. It's just different ways of putting it and burning it out. Don't think whatever you do in the dark not gonna happen in the light. Or don't believe that every day the bucket go to the well, one day the bottom will not drop out. It's a lot of little what do you call it, extensions that goes with that makes it longer. And it's it's the value of what the whole definition of what is it's explaining. And this is the thing with death. Most people say I could embrace death, but you shouldn't learn to embrace death. You should learn to embrace life. Because with life, it's more life. With death, it's just destruction, in a sense. So I think before people should be able to want to embrace life, they should before people want to embrace death, they should over life and find out the purpose and the value of life, because life is precious if you live it the way it was created for you to live. Life is sweet if you live it the way your creator had created you to live it. Life is long lasting. You will never die. If again you keep the vessel clean. That's like your house. If you keep your house dirty, throw garbage in your house, don't sweep, don't mop, your house will stink. Now, whose fault it's going to be? Somebody that doesn't live in your house or you. And before somebody else could smell it, you would smell it first. But if you pretend that you doesn't have a nose, then I guess you would not smell it. False pretending. It's not like you're not smelling it, but you are trying to doubt your true self from its purpose and make believing that this is not here. See, you're playing the same game that the society is pushing on you. When you blindfold yourself, when you don't believe in yourself, when you does not believe you have the ability to change things around you, within you, when you believe that you does not have the ability to be a better person, if you have seen that you are no good, and instead of accepting that you're no good, because deep within you, you are true light energy. Your energy, the magnitude on it is perfection. But the moment you allow the things of the earth, the gold, the diamonds, the envy, the lust, the lies, to get you, then you cannot recognize self. Self is lost. Self becomes the victim of self. Now you start hurting self. You start hurting you with yourself. And that's one of the worst things that man is doing. And that's why man is getting so weak, because man is destroying his own self within himself. And then looking to get the token to the grave. Believe that he understand the token. He understand that. But what he does not know, he have not overs, because he's still trying to take his wealth to the grave with him. He still believe as much wealth that he could obtain, that he could leave a legacy, like most other great men or most other men that had a whole lot of wealth. You could only see the wickedness of the wealth, what it's making, what's happening with the ability of the wealth, with the ability of the wealth that they lust for, with the ability of the wealth that they kill for, with the ability of the wealth that they rob, with the ability of the wealth that they spill blood for. Don't you see it's chaos? So they ain't gonna do nothing good. We don't expect no rich person to concern about the poor, because the ability of the wealth is not to help the poor. The ability of the wealth on the negative side is to eradicate the poor, experiment in the poor, kill the poor, cause problem, misery. And all of these are the tokens of the grave. The sin is the abomination, and sin is what kills the body. So sin is what defiles the flesh, or the flesh is of sin. And then the more sin that you create, and the more you goes to oppose the trueness of self, which is of purity self, which is of knowing what you hold within your vessel, that you should honor it and not feed it so it could live spiritually. Most people again only feed it on a physical plane, so that's why they cannot tap into nothing spiritual, and there's nothing good about them. So they feed off the negative, and the negative becomes them. So like I said, we are what we are. If you practice your negativity, then of course everything that comes around is going to be a dark void. That's what it's going to be. That, and you're going to have a hatred for the light, because it's not corresponding with your darkness, with your evilness. So again, that is not something to embrace, but that is something that you should understand. What's the transaction there, and what is the purpose of it, and is it that it's just to wipe out the people, or that is token of sleep to allow the earth to resolve on your evilness, which is of your flesh. Because the earth does not take in the spirit. That energy is the energy that can never be destroyed. The life energy that the Most High gives you, that does not die. The flesh dies, the body dies, it rots, it decomposes. Nobody has never get a soul decomposing. Nobody never find a soul decomposing. Nobody cannot bring nobody's soul and say, well, look, yeah, John Brown died. John Brown didn't die. John Brown had a token to pass over, a token of death, a token of sleep, not even death, a token of sleep, a token of transformation to move from one thing to the next, to go back to your true identity. We are trapped within a physical body, a fleshly body that fights against our own abilities. That is spiritually, that is of the spirit, the spirit energy, spirit force, and we are trapped into something that we supposed to overpower. Because anytime you find somebody that could able to balance their chi, balance their true self, the true spirit energy, then you find that body is always a humble body. That body is always different from the average person. That body is tame. That body, you can look at that body and see it's a clean body. You can look at that person and know that person is different, because the person has detached themselves from the strings of death, so they don't have to pay that token, because death has none on them. There are people, when they're dying, they're crying, they doesn't want to go. And some people talk brave, that they embrace death, because their overstanding is like they're working for an entity that already gives them the authority to come within hell, to join within the army. And it's how you see. Now, I know there's a negative and a positive, and as we know that it has to be, because everything man mimics, man don't just mimic stuff because it's there. Man mimic it because it's real. Man mimic it because it's effective. Man mimic it and does it and duplicate it because it's effective. So everything you see there, remember, man get it from somewhere. We got highways, roads, laws, rules, and regulations. Not senators, judge, jury, and all that. We got that in the spiritual realm. It's a complete duplicate of the spiritual realm. The only difference in this physical world, we just deal with everything physically, and we does not use our true energy. We does not use our true magnet energy. Remember, our skin is of carbonic, okay? And it's a reason that's why you have the carbonic skin, okay? So we get our energy from Ra, or from the sun, and that it's a form of magnet that our body could able to sustain, store energy. Your skin's supposed to store energy. A lot of people have problems taking in the sun because they go against the order. They go against the order. So now, look at it again in every aspect. They are getting ready to receive the token of death. You don't eat properly, you're going to die. Now people say, well, I'm going to die anyway. Duh. The order. See, you could jump base. If you get up every day, you don't take care of yourself, you randomly just do things that's going to put you in danger. That's like, it's a warning, high voltage, and you decide to walk over there and go touch the electric wire anyway, knowing it's telling you how much volts, 15,000 volts, or it's a warning. Warning. Do not touch. Danger. Electric fence, high voltage. But you see it and you still go over there. So who are you going to blame? It's the order of how you unfold things within your cranium. Everyone has an order. See, you have an order that you could either to choose this, you could deny this order and put out another slate and figure that's the slate for you, and that's the slate that's going to kill you. We have orders. We all got orders. That's why you have a conscience, and you have a self-conscience, then you got a conscience. The conscience helps the self-conscience to remind itself of the order. That means if you have a clean hands and a pure heart, when you violate someone, your conscience tell your mind or your mind, your active side of you, to allow your conscience say to you, hey, you know what you did here? That wasn't a good thing today, man. You shouldn't do that. Now you know if that person is alive, because there's dead people that's alive, though. You gotta check this out. And this is why I said these are all tokens of the way to the grave. You see, you're collecting your tokens in sin. You're collecting your tokens in abomination. You're collecting your tokens in red eyes. And these are the tokens that you get heavy with, that you can't bear. That's going to kill you. That same token, you're going to have to, that's where you figure that you could pay. And knowing that no one is going but that body, that's what's going. So even the token that you look to figure that you collecting, which is the wealth, which is the wealth in the earth, and figure that you're ready to maintain all of that. You want to leave all of that, and then you got to return, okay, for disobedience and not maintaining that vessel, feeding that vessel, right? You suffocate that soul energy in there. Now, there's contamination. Why there's contamination? Because we are living in a time right now where people goes to the grave to try to bring back those that passed through the grave, so they could know about the grave, or they could have ideas and ideologies about the terms of the token of the grave, okay? Because some people now say they want to play with death, so they get to love death, because they find out how they could be able to create a passage that people could lose their souls and pay that token. So now, if you don't have the token, you still go in, because as long as you could serve as a lieutenant, a general, by doing the things of that will allow you to still come in here, which is the works of you again, the evil within your head, within your mind, that you tap it into the strings of lust, to the strings of jealousy, to the strings of wealth, and now you're willing to kill for it, you're willing to lie for it, you're willing to murder, slaughter, butcher for it, and then you turn and you see the precious things in the earth, and the lust for the things that already was given to you, but now you flip it back. You didn't accept that these things was already given to you. You believe that you have to kill for it. You got to murder millions of people for it. Now you're trying to own it because you think it's yours. So you're trying to genocide as much people as possible, just because of your greed, your desire, your needs, and your lack of understanding your true essence, because you allow your flesh to overpower your energy force. So now you become a slave to all the things that you are lusting, your desires, and these are the things that will send you to the grave. So death is just a passage of a token of slip. And it's so funny to a sense that perfection even still work itself on that way, because it's not to say you goes there and that's it for you. You don't understand that capacity. None of us. It was hidden from us. This is like we keep going to the grave. Like we are people of the grave, because death is amongst us. Because why? Skill is amongst us. The skill to balance is amongst us. And the wage is already wagered already upon the destruction of the deceiving the people, that they're going to allow them to accept death instead of life. That's why our young folks can't wait to die. And when they get shot, they look like they accept it like they just got a certificate. They don't mind. They say, look, man, I got shot right here, and I got shot right here, and I got shot right here. And you know what, man, they're still up in the streets. They're goons now. That's how they see it, because it's that token that need and want to be who you say you figure that you want to be. Now figure what you want to be. A gangster? What you want to be? A next person that will cause hundreds of people to lose their life? Encourage young men and young women to do drugs or stuff like that. This is the desire of what you want, and you get it by you putting your mind to what you want. Like I said, there's nothing that's too hard. If you want the desire of the token of the dark forces, then people work hard for that. Just like the people that wants the enlightenment and the bright light in the forehead of righteousness, let it shine upon the people of righteousness, that when they walk, the evildoers will see them and know that they can't put their fingers on them. So the death thing is just a slip, a token of sleep, in a sense. Because now you ain't gonna get up from this coffin box to say you come back to see your auntie or your cousin. You won't run nothing there. But that does not mean you're done for. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll take some questions. Hold up 1 minute. Yeah, so I'm not gonna say there's no angels. I'm not gonna say there is no extraterrestrial life, because we know there's a whole lot of planets, and Earth is a planet. We don't know the way the most I reveal this. I'm seeing this. This is a test, kindergarten, and all of us gotta pass through here. So I'll take questions and then we'll come back to that. Do you have any questions? If you like my explanation upon life and death, and why death is unnecessary to a point of your state of mind and your thinking, your needs and wants, upon your wealth desire, your ability of lust desires, sinful desires, and these are the attachments for death, because it's abomination to the true essence of you, which is of purity, pure energy. And anytime you infiltrate that energy with a dark matter, it becomes a lesser you. You kills yourself in a sense. So yeah. So if you like the topic, let me get some fire. And if those of you that overs where I'm coming from, let me get some flames.
Enzo said hello, how are you doing?
I'm good, my bro. I'm here, just in the house. Doing a lot. Trying to with my lunch in the bottle. Oh, the people don't forget the lunch in the bottle now. I got my dip fridge. So I put them in there. Y'all want it, y'all could order. I'll ship out for y'all. I got tomorrow I'm gonna make, I was supposed to make, I have some sea moss in there. I start shipping out the sea moss now in the jars. Got them in the freezer, so it's $30 a bottle if you want it. And I make the sea moss with turmeric, frozen. I make if y'all want your shakes, excuse me, your blueberry, blackberry with the sea moss, whole jar, and y'all will take that to the next level. So what I would do, I will blend the sea moss with the blueberry, blackberries, and then that will just be there for when you want to make a shake. If you order from me, that when you want to make a shake, you don't have to worry about buying blueberries, no blackberries, and the sea moss. That's already packed in the jar. You'll just get the other stuff like your bananas or whatever that you want to put in there, and take 2 scoops out of that, put it in your juicer or your Ninja, and boom, not just your blender or your Ninja, and do your stuff. So yeah, I got these here. Let me show you a quick flash. I'm gonna pull out one and you'll see. So this is what I do now. I'll get my dip fridge, and since I get my dip fridge, you see here, that's the sea moss. That's the plain sea moss here. But I also do these with different colors. Like when I mean color, not your fruit. Like I said, I can make a bowl like that. Put your blueberries, blackberries in it with the sea moss in it already, and no sugar, none of that. and that will be frozen. So when I ship it out to you, if you want to make a smoothie or you whatever you want to do, you could just take 2 teaspoons out of there, put it inside of your smoothie or whatever you're making, blend, and you're good to go. So you could get these, and these are $30. Okay? Okay, so that's what I'm doing now. Now you see, this is a lunch in a bottle now. So I froze it. So what I get now, before I was making them, and I didn't have no room to put them. So they would stay in the fridge, and I guess, going in and out the fridge, they don't last too long. But now I got the deep fridge, so I put them in. This is all ice right here, so I don't have to worry about this going bad. This is on ice right here, and I just made this like 2 days ago. So and I keep them fresh. I don't mess around with people and try to give them no stomach ache. So again, people, don't forget lunch in a bottle, sunset flip, energy in a bottle. You know what I mean? Life in a bottle. I got all of these. Your guys could get your orders redshine1967 at gmail.com. Y'all could hit me on that, or you could check me on the YouTube, Facebook, whatever, IG, whatever, is all good. And IG is Redshot BlackStar on IG or on Facebook. Okay. Then don't forget to check out the Teesprings. But in case you guys want that, I got this, and I also got that with the marker, red root with the rest of stuff in. Go a little further. Those of you that lack, I'll put a little bit of spirulina in there. Those of you that lack of the energy, I told you I'll go back to the key thing. This is a natural substance from Mother Nature, and this has no chemicals, nothing like that. This is all I've been dealing with it. It's excellent. Sometimes I'm a person, I don't like food too much, but sometimes I eat and sometimes I don't have appetite to eat. So I mix my shakes and stuff because I don't like a full stomach all the time with food in it all the time. I'm a person who try not to load my gut with food, and yeah, and then I having some stuff to clean out the stomach and leaky gut and all that stuff. So then that's why we gotta go back and eat healthy, taking things like that to maintain us, give us our ability, and that's what we need. Okay? So if you want these, I got them, and I can ship it out for you, or it's all frozen, and I could send whatever you want it. Okay? Yeah, so the questions?
Delaney Pearl said death is an illusion.
Yes, like I said, it's an illusion to the state of mind. Remember, we are a full soul matter, soul energy, light energy, and flesh is just a cover for us to be within there. That's where the soul is secure. And because the soul is of a energy like electricity, a light force energy, like a strong energy, it need the flesh to just be within there. That's where it could be hidden for now. And that's how the seals was made for it to represent itself. But remember, because the soul lives in there, also the soul could be uncomfortable in there. And the things that make the soul to be uncomfortable in there is when you start contaminating the flesh by abomination and these type of scenes and all this type of stuff. That makes the flesh get weak. And the weaker the flesh becomes, it's more vulnerable to destroy the soul, because now you're allowing the enemies, you're allowing the enemies to come in and take over the soul. That's why we have hosts that comes in, and if that person is a very easy person and that person is weak, that person doesn't believe in a higher power, that person doesn't exercise his spiritual ability, doesn't tap into the 7 chakras, does not feel the energy of the earth, okay, then they're very easy for them to be maneuver and take over. And so far we know there's a lot of entities that's just taking over people and having people doing a lot of you, things that you never see before. You're seeing things that you wonder how a human being could do it. And some human beings are willingly doing it for the wealth, not even knowing that they becomes a prisoner in their own body. It becomes a prisoner in their own body, because at first it sounds like fun. At first you're getting rich, you have fancy cars, you got a house, everybody's at your feet. But then after a while, it's not the same, because remember, just like you came, someone came before you, And you know these entities are liars and demons. They are trickified, and they only use you because they need something from you. What they need from you is your soul. They need that to able to be you. They need that to able to say they win over you, because a human being without a soul is not a human being. Well, I don't even like to say human, because a human being, because to me, human being is a whole on a whole other different level. But a soul being person without a soul, soul being energy, without that energy, you ain't nothing. Because already the flesh doesn't belong to you, because you don't belong in that. That's just a cover up too. That's just a cover up for being in the land of the living. So people know you look like a certain way, but if they really have to see your real identity of what a person is, what Adam or what Eve should look like, then oh God, you will wonder what is that. So, but there's more to unfold. Again, if you have any questions, let me answer.
So I said, all praises to the Most High.
Hey, bless up, my friend Twin. Bless up, bless up, bless up, man. That game, we'll be playing some games. I've been trying to sell it. I don't know if you be getting it. I don't know, but I see I be sending it out, man. What it's called? Tug, tug, tug night. What is it? Tug.
Thug life?
Tug life. Yeah, I be forgetting. Yeah, bro. But I appreciate you a whole lot, man. I do. And I'm gonna be doing the foods and stuff like that. Hey, people, winter time is here. It's coming. Let you all know you could order your things, your food that you'll need, your drinks, whatever that you'll need. Life in a bottle, energy in a bottle. Y'all could order from me, shirts, merch, whatever it is. The Cash App is there, you know. And if you guys love me that much, each of you, like I said, I have 44,000 people. Y'all can Cash App me $1. Keep me on the grind, keep me doing my thing. You know, y'all are my energy. I got more much to bring in the house. You know, and with y'all supporting me, man, all things. I just, like I tell you, I got this bag. Let me get it for y'all. I got this bag, and these are for the children. This is one person already gave me, and this is for the young folks, young brothers and sisters. But the brother that gave me that for me, but I said no, it's too light. So I'm gonna dedicate that for the children. When we going out, I'm gonna bring some of them out here, hang it up for them, let them punch up a little bit, learn how to make a proper kick up or a proper feast, you know. So I appreciate that donation right here on that. Like I said, you know, these are things. If you got any gloves or boxing gloves to the children, y'all could donate it to me, because like I said, I really don't have money to buy these things right now. So I'll be very appreciative, you know, if people have equipment that probably sitting in the attic or somewhere and they're not using it, they could give it to me, you know. I could put it to use, you know what I mean? Yeah, I could put it to use. So now I've been saying I was going to set up what do you call it, sponsorship thing where I live,
GoFundMe?
a GoFundMe. I need to do that because a lot of people ask me. I spoke about it before. A lot of people ask me, "Yo, Red, when I have some brothers from Germany waiting for me to set up that." I said I was going to do that in the summer, but it didn't come out how it's out. So a whole lot I'm doing. And remember, I'm only a human being. I'm a grown man. I got my life. I got things I gotta do. I can't just sit down here and depend on YouTube. So I'm doing a whole lot. I'm always that person anyway, doing 10 things at one time, and that's me. But y'all got the donations and y'all got the equipments that if you'll have them and they're sitting in the house and sitting in the attic or somewhere in the basement, yo, let BlackStar guide it, because like I said, the children, I'm willing to, you know, deal with the children in my community, and not just my community, but any other community. So yeah, so I give thanks to the brother giving me this punching bag or kick bag right here. I appreciate it. He told me he got some more stuff for me. So again, if you have anybody out here that would like to donate to me, You could hit me up on the Instagram, you know, Redshot BlackStar, or Redshine 1967 at gmail.com. That's that's the what you call it,
Email.
my email. You could check me up on that and let me know what you got, and how it's just I'm not asking anybody to have anything that did not use it, and they have children. They see my purpose. They see what I'm about to do. Let your guys could donate it to me. So yeah, so I was gonna set up that funding stuff. I'm waiting to do that, but I want to do it right, you know. And like I said, one of the key things is my apartment is just like I can't do that in my apartment. So I'm trying to see like I could get things going by the grace of the Most High, by the power of the Most High, and the loving people that I have, and with your donations and stuff, I could able finally get a place for me to do my thing, and then your guys could come out to my thing and come see what it's about, come see the BlackStar in action. So I know Rome didn't build in a day. So I know I give thanks for health and strength. I give thanks for everything, and I appreciate you guys. You have more questions? Just about an hour, right? Okay, yeah, about an hour. So I think I'm gonna cut this one off here. Again, like I said, just keep giving me that love that you're giving me, showing me that love, and share my videos. I appreciate that a lot. And I hope that you guys are taking notes of the things that I bring forth, like certain medicines or certain things that I bring for you guys that's very important. Like I told you, I got the the Corona fighter called the Jab X Killer. I'm creating stuff. I got the blood builder. I got stuff. If you're diabetic, you got pressure, whatever. I got the cucumber and okra, life in a bottle. You come catch it. I make them different styles. I got the parsley with the what do you call it, celery, with the beets, with the sea moss. Yeah, I got all that good stuff. I got the pumpkin. I got them. Just call me whatever the problem. I got the dandelion with the burdock. Yeah, that's for the urine tract. All that. Call me. Let me know. I got your stuff. Let me know. You guys know where this is. The BlackStar, all president to the Most High. Peace and blessings. One love. Until the next time. Workout's gonna be coming, but the winter coming in. Like I said, I took a little break. I ain't gonna lie, because sometimes I listen to my body. I'm a person. I'm a free spirit person. I always the body is the temple, and everything. Sometimes people ask me. That's why I tell them in the summer I work out crazy. When the winter comes, sometimes I fall back. I take a little rest. Like I said, I have little injuries, and sometimes they talk. But it's not to say I completely stop. No, I'm just using my upstairs, knowing that how to unwind, and don't rush the brush. So step by step, little by little, room and building a day. So I don't know, it's winter time and I'm preparing myself, allowing my body to transform into my winter mode. Summer, that's where I'm strong. I'm strong in the winter too, but I'm very energetic and competitive in the summer. Winter time, I come like a bear. I go hibernate. I get small. I get skinny. Yeah, I does that, and it's a thing that I put in my body. But every time I do it, my body look better and better. Because I know I cannot strain my muscles. No, I don't want to strain them now. It's not like I'm saying you gotta rest. You could work out all every day. But I'm not over young, brother. I'm in my 50s, and my mind, my inner guide is telling me, BlackStar, be mindful, ease off a little bit, do this, do that. So I do different type of regimens. One thing I learned though, I used to tell people what type of workouts I have or what I was gonna do. I ain't gonna do that anymore because I know there's people listen to what you say and they run go do it before you, but still they don't get it right because I gotta work out. I just gotta work myself to that level that I know I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be a serious shouting workout. And when y'all see I do, y'all gonna say, "Wow, this old man ain't no joke." Which I don't think I'm that old, but I just throw it out there. Peace and blessings, one love. All praise unto the Most High. Thank you, all guys, for being here with me tonight, taking me in, and all respect to all of you, and long life and prosperity. May the Most High bless your household, bless you in your going out and your coming in. One love, peace and blessings. One love, yeah, man. One love, my brother. You see, at that, me I'm saying, no people. Y'all want me, y'all okay? Y'all want me to leave or y'all want me to stay? Sometimes I don't want to talk too long and then stress all the thing. If y'all like the talk or y'all could let me know, I could give you a quick little talk about something because we was talking about death and what death is about. And I am not really of death, but I'm of the living and I embrace the living. I have overstand the living and I know for me to live, the life that I want to live is not the life people living. It's not that life they're living, that they're living right now. The life that I want to live is the life that I was ordained to live. And not the life that I could make believe and figure that I figure this out and I could pretend to live good when I know that I'm rotten to the core. So once again, many call of few is chosen. So I don't want to try to live that type of life. I just want to live the life that I was created to live and the life that I should unfold to know to live. See, want to live and know to live is two different things. You might want to know just because people, everybody living and you figure, yeah, this life, see what they're doing this and that, you won't be a follower. I want to know to live so I could respect other people, respect myself, respect the boundaries of life itself. Because life is a thing, it's a blessing. And life doesn't just grow on a tree like that, just boom. Life take a process in a very long time. And people should analyze that and know they should respect that and embrace that instead of trying to embrace death. Peace and blessings. One love.